I welcome you to the platform Logistics, Supply Chain and Infrastructure Projects. I am Professor Jitesh Thakkar, Professor and Dean Academics at Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, Central University, Vadodara. Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya is India's first and only university in transportation and logistics sector with a mandate to contribute in all the modes of transport, rail, road, water, and aviation, ports, and shipping. The university is contributing towards empowering future mobility workforce, industry professionals, and transport sector at large. The university is mandated by Government of India to address all the three components, that is technology, infrastructure, management services, policy reforms in the domain of transportation and logistics sector. GSV is propelling the nation towards a new era of interconnectedness and sustainable development through innovations and best practices in transportation and logistics sector. In today's highly competitive environment, organizations that excel in their businesses in terms of profitability, customer satisfaction, responsiveness, they really master the art of logistics and supply chain management. By optimizing the various functions within transportation and logistics like warehousing, inventory, customer responsiveness, revenue management, companies not only reduces the cost and lead time, but they enhance the capacity utilization and improve upon the customer service. Infrastructure projects are vital for economic growth, social development, and national security. They provide essential services like transportation, energy, and communication, enabling businesses to grow within the adequate ecosystem and deliver their best to the indigenous and international market. Any delays or failures in projects can have severe consequences and negative impact on nations' development. This channel explores critical issues in logistics, supply chain, and infrastructure project for both manufacturing and service sector. This video exchanges the views on maritime safety and security, what, why, and how to enhance. So, maritime security is extremely important, and that too for the country like India, which has a significantly large coastal line. Maritime security refers to range of strategies and measures designed to protect maritime domain against threats such as piracy, terrorism, environmental destruction, and other illegal activities. It is extremely vital for safeguarding national interest, economic stability, and environmental integrity. India, with a coastal line stretching over 7,500 kilometers, is a maritime nation. Our seas are lifeline, connecting us to the world and driving economic growth. However, these vast waters also present challenges in terms of safety and security. Our seas are bustling with activities. Every year, if you look at over 100,000 ships traverse Indian water, carrying billions of dollars worth of goods. But this maritime traffic also brings significant risks. India possesses 7,500 kilometers of coastline and about 14,500 kilometers of potentially navigable waterways, with 70% of India's trade by value carried by sea. Indian Peninsula is strategically located on the global map and forms an important part of the Indian Ocean region, typically called as IOR. IOR is a large ocean spread from East Asia to Indochina, limited by Antarctica's Southern Ocean and India mainland itself in the north. For India to be a robust sea trading nation, the safety and security of the nation and international cargo, national and international cargo in the exclusive economic zone called as EEZ and its transit in the vast IOR shall always be the importance or significant importance to the nation. With the globalization of the industry, the volume of shipping traffic has increased manifold, and monitoring of ships, travelers, trawlers, fishing boats, etc., has become an essential requirement. Organizations like International Maritime Organization, IMO, have been actively involved in promulgating stricter regulations for the sea going vessels in regards to safety, pollution control, and the various other key dimensions. It is essential that such regulations are effectively monitored for compliances. The instances of illegal, unreported, and unregulated IUU fishing or trawler skirmishes as breach of conduct in the international water or close to EEZs are now increasing in frequency. Self-proclamation of areas like militarization of South China Sea shall continue to be a growing concern in international politics. In this coming decade, it may not be business as usual within the maritime industry. So these facts poses severe challenges on the maritime businesses and hence serious concern for its safety and security. If you look at the foreign trade, then over 95% of India's trade by volume and 70% by value is transported through sea routes. Major export commodities that includes textiles, agriculture products, engineering goods and pharmaceuticals. Key import commodities include crude oil, coal, fertilizers and machinery. Piracy, once it was a significant threat, has been largely contained due to increased vigilance. However, if we look at the smuggling and illegal fishing, these are continue to be major challenges. Even in 2023 alone, authorities seized over tons of illegal drugs and illegal imports. To counter these threats, typically the government of India has taken robust steps for maritime security, and the Indian Navy and Coastal Guard, with their combined strength of over ships and aircraft, patrol our waters 24 by 7. Advanced technology plays a crucial role in maritime security. India's integrated coastal surveillance system, called as ICSS network, comprising over radar stations, monitors our coastline, providing real-time alerts. India is an active member of various international maritime organizations. We have participated in numerous bilateral and multilateral exercises. Some of these exercises include Malabar and Indra Navy to enhance interoperability and cooperation. If you look at some of the more salient features of maritime sector and specifically the issues in terms of safety and security, then coastal communities, home to millions of people, are integral to our maritime economy. The government has launched several initiatives to improve their livelihood, safety, including schemes for fishermen and coastal infrastructure development. In terms of sustainability, where we all are extremely concerned, marine pollution and climate change pose significant threats to our oceans and coastal ecosystems. India is committed to sustainable maritime practices, and we have implemented stringent regulations to curb the pollution. India's maritime security is a complex and multifaceted challenge. We cannot just address this issue from one dimension or from one angle. It requires 360-degree approach, multifaceted approach in terms of, say, strengthening our forces, leveraging technology, and fostering international collaboration together can help us to improve safety and security of the maritime sector. If you look at a couple of challenges in detail, which belongs to maritime security, then the first is terrorism and piracy. The porous nature of maritime borders has been exploited many times, and we have witnessed the attack 26 by 11 Mumbai attack, which originated from Arabian Sea of the Gujarat coast. Piracy, primarily originating from Gulf of Aden and threatening the western Indian coast, also poses a serious threat to Indian maritime security. There are evidences of illegal trafficking, smuggling of goods, illicit arms, and human trafficking through the sea routes, and this is a highly critical security concern to be addressed. If you look at the Sundarbans Delta region between West Bengal and Bangladesh and the Palk Strait between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, then these are infamous for many such illegal activities. Border disputes is another maritime security challenge. Geopolitical tension arises from border disputes like the Sar Creek dispute with Pakistan in the marshy region of Gujarat coast and the dispute over Kachavu Island with Sri Lanka of the Tamil Nadu coast. Natural disasters, that is another challenge or the risk factor we have to critically address within the maritime sector. India's extensive coastline makes it vulnerable to natural disasters like cyclone and tsunamis. If you look at some of the incidences like cyclone Amphan in 2020 caused widespread devastation in West Bengal, and the 2004 tsunami severely impacted the Andaman and Nicobar Island and the eastern coastal regions. So putting together, if we look at the importance of the maritime security in India, then there are a couple of dimensions to be appreciated right at the outset and has to be addressed seriously through technology, through policy reforms, and the best practices in the maritime sector. So if we just jot down a couple of important dimensions which establishes the concern for security and maritime, then the first is geographical importance. So as I mentioned, India has a vast coastline of more than 7,500 kilometers and exclusive economic zone EEZ of about 2 million square kilometers. And this underscores the nation's need for robust maritime security and safety requirement to guard its territorial waters and interests. The second important dimension is economic significance. So with 90% of India's international trade by volume and 70% by value transiting through sea routes, and any disruption in this can really put the economic activities and businesses in big trouble. The third important dimension is national security. India's vulnerability was starkly highlighted by 26 by 11, and this is something where we really need to protect our borders, our seas, and our coastline for any illegal activity. The fourth is strategic location. India's pivotal position in the Indo-Pacific, overseeing major global shipping lanes, makes it a significant player in ensuring regional and international maritime security. The fifth dimension is protection of vital infrastructure. So, key installations like major ports, nuclear facilities, and satellite launch centers along the coastline necessitate stringent maritime security for their protection. The sixth important dimensions in maritime security is disaster response. So, maritime security plays a crucial role in disaster response, and this is very much evident from the effective handling of situations like 2004 India's ocean tsunami. The seventh dimension is environmental protection. So, as I mentioned, that maritime security is essential in combating illegal fishing, smuggling, and pollution that threatens this delicate ecosystem. The eighth dimension is tourism. Safety and functioning of this coastline promotes the tourism in the most safest and conducive environment. Scientific research, the facilitation of maritime studies, including oceanography and climate research, helps to protect these areas through maritime security. And the last and 10th dimension is international cooperation. So, India's commitment to enhancing maritime security has been reflected in initiatives like Sagar Vision, which plays a crucial role in global efforts to maintain the safety and security of the international waters. Now, let us look at some more issues and dimensions within the maritime safety and security to see that why this is important and how we can really enhance it. So it is interesting to refer select country piracy operations executed by India. One of these operations is Operation Sankalp. This operation is India's Navy's initiative which aimed at ensuring the security of regional maritime domain. The term Sankalp originates from the Sanskrit and it signifies the concept of commitment. It aligns with the Indian Navy's objective of safeguarding India's shipping interests and trade routes, and a major operation launched in 2019 to combat piracy in the Gulf of Aden. The Indian Navy successfully rescued several ships and their crews from the Somali pirates. The another initiative which is very well appreciated is rescue of MV Leela Norfolk. So in January 2024, Indian Navy swiftly responded to an attempted hijacking of Liberian flag vessel MV Leela Norfolk in the North Arabian Sea. The Navy's timely intervention and the bravery of its maritime commandos resulted in the successful rescue of 21 crew members. There are various other notable initiatives by India, like if we refer some of the search and rescue operations, then cyclone relief operation. So Indian Navy and Coast Guard have conducted numerous search and rescue operations during cyclones and other natural disasters, and that has helped to evacuate many stranded people and providing relief supplies. Humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. So India has deployed naval ships to provide humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to affected countries in the Indian Ocean region. Let's look at some more initiatives by Government of India. And the third category is maritime security exercises. So India has carried out typically Malabar exercises. So it's a naval exercise involving India, United States, Japan, and Australia to enhance interoperability and maritime security. The another such initiative is Indo-Russian Naval Exercise. It's a bilateral exercise between India and Russia aimed at improving naval cooperation and enhancing maritime security. Port security and safety is another very important dimension. So India has significantly invested in port modernization to improve security, safety, efficiency, and capacity of Indian ports. Technology integration. So the modernized port in India integrates the technology like artificial intelligence, CCTV, biometric system, which has really helped to put our port security and safety all together at a different level. Maritime domain awareness is another important dimension. Integrated coastal surveillance system called as ICSS. This system provides real-time monitoring of India's coastline, helping to detect and respond to potential threats. We do have satellite surveillance. It utilizes the technology to monitor maritime activities and identify the suspicious vessels' movement in the sea. What are the challenges India is facing in maritime security? If I just broadly define these challenges, then it falls into 5 broader categories. Number 1, there is a systematic weakness. So India faces challenges such as inadequate surveillance. In some of the areas, lack of coordination among agencies, insufficient training and manpower shortage, and this has to some extent negative impact on the maritime security. The second is piracy and maritime terrorism, as we discussed with a couple of examples, and we cannot forget the recent attack by how the rebels on ships linked to Israel threatening India's economic and strategic interest. The third is illegal fishing. So Indian waters pose a significant threat to nations' maritime security and maritime resources, and this needs to be adequately safeguarded. The fourth is maritime boundary disputes. So disputes with neighboring countries like the Sarkrik issue with Pakistan have the potential to escalate into larger conflicts, and this needs to be adequately addressed through policy reforms and regulations. The fifth challenge in front of India is environmental threat. So issues such as oil spills and pollution threaten maritime life, marine life, and the livelihood of coastal communities, adding another layer of complexity to maritime security. There are certain proactive measures Government of India has taken, and these measures really signifies the leading stand of Government of India towards maritime security and safety, and also establishing its position as a leader in the Asian countries. If you look at some of the proactive initiatives, then the number 1 is Sagar Doctrine. As we discussed previously, it emphasizes on securing the maritime neighborhood, and this doctrine guides India's approach to fostering stability and prosperity in the region. Second one is strengthening infrastructure. So Sagarmala program government has launched, and significant amount of funding is provided for the modernization of the ports and its infrastructure in terms of technology and in terms of coordinating various activities within the larger ecosystem of multimodal logistics. The third proactive measure is improving coastal security. So there are initiatives like Sagar Kavach, which involve the deployment of patrol vessels, UAVs, surveillance system, and it protects against the drone attacks. And this is one of the proactive initiatives as a part of maritime security. Countering piracy and maritime tourism, Indian Navy's presence in piracy-prone areas and joint exercises with other navies aim to mitigate threats and enhance collaborative security efforts. Combating illegal fishing, 6, enhancing cybersecurity, 7, technological integration, where we are trying to integrate the system like VTMS and NC3I, which enhances on real-time monitoring and response mechanism. The 8th proactive measure by Government of India towards maritime security and safety is regional cooperation. So this is the collective effort to strengthen the regional security and safety within the maritime sector. HADR capabilities, this is demonstrated through initiatives like Operation Sahayata and Vaccine Maitri. India's capacity for rapid response elevates its status as a reliable regional partner. Capacity building, continually Government of India is taking various initiatives towards capacity building in the port and marine sector. What are we looking for as a way forward? When we have taken many proactive initiatives, what is the next step ahead and where we can put more emphasis in terms of capability building, capacity augmentation, modernization of the ports, improving safety and security of the maritime sector. So one of the area is enhancing surveillance and monitoring, and there we need to deploy the advanced technologies to maintain a vigilant eye over maritime activities and potential threats. Number 2 is improving coordination and cooperation, establishing mechanism for better information sharing and collaboration, actions among various security agencies. Third is to strengthen coastal security infrastructure. Fourth, enhancing law enforcement capabilities. This will provide necessary training and resources to agencies responsible for maritime security. The 5th one is promoting international cooperation. So if we look at some of the critical insights which are emerging so far, then enhancing India's maritime security is a multifaceted endeavor requiring concentrated efforts from government, military, and international partners. By addressing systematic weaknesses, countering threats, and investing in capacity building and cooperation, India can ensure its maritime interest and play a pivotal role in regional stability and security. Let us look at some of the technological intervention that can help us to improve our maritime and port safety and security. So there are various latest technological developments which are shaping the future of port and maritime security. Number 1 is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So AI algorithms can analyze vast amount of data from various sources such as satellite imagery, AIS, automatic identification system, data, and weather reports to identify potential security threats in real time. So AI algorithms has a power to integrate the data from various sources and provide the real-time alerts for enhancing the safety and security in maritime sector. Automated threat detection. This is again AI-powered system which can detect any kind of anomalies and suspicious activities, alerting security personnel to potential risks. That is facial recognition, also a part of artificial intelligence. And this technology can be used to identify individuals and track their movements within port facilities. The second area, which technological dimension, which is helping to enhance the maritime security, is drones and aerial surveillance. So this helps to have the enhanced surveillance through drones equipped with high resolution cameras and sensors. Rapid response drones can be deployed quickly to respond to incidents and emergencies. And border patrol, so drones can monitor borders and detect unauthorized vessels and individuals. The third technological revolution, which can be extensively utilized for maritime safety and security, is cybersecurity solutions, which includes advanced cybersecurity measures to provide robust cybersecurity solution to protect digital infrastructure. Then network security, so this includes firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and encryption technology to safeguard sensitive data in critical systems. The fourth technological development is Internet of Things, and this is extensively useful for monitoring and control of various port operations as a part of smart port operations. It is also useful in real-time data sharing, vessel movements, cargo status, and security threats. The fifth one is 5G technology, which provides high-speed, low-latency connectivity, enabling the seamless integration of various technologies and devices. Remote operations 5G can support remote control of port, equipment, and vehicles, improving efficiency and safety. The sixth technological revolution is autonomous system. So we can have unmanned vessels. Autonomous vessels can be used for various tasks such as surveillance, inspection, and cargo transportation. And automated port operations also sets the platform to improve the efficiency, safety, and security of our port operations for surveillance, inspection, loading, unloading, transportation, and so on. While India has made significant strides in marine security, there are still areas where improvement is needed. And just to quickly summarize these areas, one of them is technological integration and upgradation. Second is coastal security. We need to strengthen our coastal guard. Community engagement is essential, and integrated coastal surveillance system is to be strengthened. The third domain is human resource development. So training and skilling is one of the critical part, and capacity building as a part of modernizing our ports and the various safety mechanisms. International cooperation. So this helps to strengthen the regional partnerships and improves the maritime security. Participating in international forums. Fifth is environmental protection. So how do we balance security and sustainability as a part of various initiatives and actions we take within the maritime sector? And sustainable maritime practices, maybe we can explore the lean practices or use of alternate fuels and so on. There are various initiatives across the world are observed to improve maritime security. There are initiatives at the organizational level to improve the coastal security network. Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region, typically called IFCIOR, is established to enhance the maritime security information sharing. There are technical initiatives in India which are driven by ISRO's satellite like Rukmani and GSAT-7A, which assist in maritime surveillance, automated identification system, IAS, and radar system. If we look at a typical example, then adoption of modern technology like AIS and coastal radar and high resolution, which has significantly helped India to improve its surveillance in the maritime sector. Procedurals, yes, there are regular coastal security exercises, issuance of biometric ID cards. For example, enacting comprehensive laws like Maritime Zone Act 1976 and implementing stricter port controls. So, what is emerging as a critical insight is quite holistic approach towards maritime safety and security. And India's maritime security landscape, as we understand, is highly complex, requiring multidimensional approach. And while significant strides have been made, it is crucial to continuously innovate and adapt in response to the evolving need of the maritime security. If we look at a couple of more dimensions quickly as a part of maritime safety and security, then there is a risk to mercantile marine trade. So, maritime trade has always been a high risk business due to accidents caused by bad weather, navigation transit in restricting water, piracy, attacks, and various other factors. The rules of the road at sea, which is established by IMO, are required to be strictly followed and are legally binding on the seafaring nations. The regular sea patrols by Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guards are supposed to ensure compliance and safe passage of the sea vessels at all times against maritime terrorism, piracy, arms running, human and contraband trafficking, etc. So, as we discussed, Indian government has taken various initiatives like Sagar to ensure the security and growth for all in the region, and Asian countries, they need to collaborate and work together on these dimensions. In 2018, Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region, typically called as IFC-IOR, was set up in Gurugram, Haryana, to meet the objective of making the mercantile trade secure in water. There is also an initiative like Information Management Analysis Center, IMAC, set up and it is jointly administered by the Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard. And IMAC links the coastal radar chains to generate a seamless real-time picture of the complete Indian coastal line. If you look at some of the published data by IFC IOR, then about 145,000 vessels were observed to be operating in the IOR in 2019 with an average of 11,000 to 12,000 vessels at any given time. IFC IOR's monthly maritime security, typically called as MAR SEC, report for the month of November 2020 reported 192 maritime security events in the various categories. These categories include piracy and armed robbery, maritime terrorism, contraband smuggling, illegal, unreported, unregulated IUU fishing, natural events, irregular human migration, maritime incidents, environmental security, and if we look at the details of the report, then the third of all incidents composed of maritime incidents, followed by contraband smuggling, irregular human migration, IUU fishing, and piracy and armed robbery. Let's look at modern maritime technology trends, where the world is going and what are the areas where India really needs to speed up their progress towards maritime safety and security. So one of the system is called Safety of Life at Sea. This is the convention which is one of the important international treaties regarding the safety of merchant ships. Automated information system, as we discussed, equivalent system for smaller than SOLAS, boards or multi-platform data fusion are very much in use. So one of the technological intervention which is required and across the globe maritime sector has adopted is space-based automated identification system, typically called SATIIS. So automated identification system for maritime safety and vessel is mandatory for ships as per their qualification criteria. AIS broadcasts utilize very high frequency band of frequencies to transmit their position reports along with short message describing ship and its voyage. So this is one of the technological intervention. IFC, IOR and IMAC. It is for vessel traffic and navigation monitoring and maritime security services. MARPOL, MARPOL compliance is the regulatory reform to monitor and enforce the pollution control regulations at the sea. There are issues specific to commercial fleet management companies. So Maritime Cloud Network is one of the initiative. VHF Data Exchange System, VDES, is a radio frequency based communication network for information transmission between ship to shore, and AI satellites. So this technology VDES optimizes the use of RF spectrum by sending higher rate data along with AIS data, and VDES network protocol assist in e-navigation using maritime cloud. The another technological intervention is multi-platform, multi-sensor data fusion. This technological intervention helps in terms of addressing highly dynamic environment of the sea and garner any strategic maritime information, multi-sensor data fusion to create a maritime situational awareness. So typically this particular MPMSDF ensures the data fusion from the various data sources like marine AS, coastal radars, HF, VUHF communications, beacons, satellite communication, voice and data, VSAT terminals, web and social media. On top of this, as we have seen, that artificial intelligence has been proven as the most efficient technology in integrating the data from various sources and finding the trends and providing the real-time, say, monitoring and updates. So one of the example is the recent unfortunate incident of Japan 1 EPAS, resulting in about 2,000 containers lost or damaged in the Pacific region, Pacific Ocean. So not going into too much detail, but yes, there are various evidences where AI and the various other technologies based on satellites, high frequency, through data fusion can really help maritime sector a lot. Industry 4.0 with various government initiatives like setup of Samarth Udyog Bharat 4.0, Smart Advanced Manufacturing and Rapid Transformation Hub, under the Department of Heavy Industries, Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprise. These are various initiatives which are helping the maritime sector to improve its security. The other dimension is cybersecurity. On 1st January 2021, IMO's latest requirements for integrating cyber risk into onboard safety management system came into force. IMO adopted resolution MSC 42898, which refers to a ship's safety management system accounting for cyber risk management in compliance with Information Security Management Code. So many initiatives are taking place across the world, and IMO has provided guidelines based on cybersecurity framework to identify and detect risk, protecting assets, responding to risk, and recovering from cyber attacks. So just to conclude our discussion on maritime safety and security, To enhance the safety and security in maritime sector, there are various initiatives required as a part of comprehensive approach, a 360-degree approach which is essential, and to mitigate the risks arising from the safety and security concerns, we need to take couple of initiatives spanning across various critical domains like physical security measures. So here, access control, then perimeter security, that is utilizing fencing, lighting, intrusion detection, and so on, vessel security, emergency response plan are part of physical security measures. Technological solutions, CCTV, AI, drone surveillance, cyber security, human factors, training and awareness, crew, waiting, psychological screening. The fourth dimension towards risk mitigation in the domain of maritime safety and security is international cooperation through information sharing, joint exercises, diplomatic efforts. The fifth dimension is environmental considerations, pollution prevention, climate change, adaptation. So, as a concluding remark, we can say that by adopting a multi-layer 360-degree holistic approach and ensuring the continual adaptation to evolving threats, maritime and port authorities can significantly improve safety and security. As a part of broader domain, transportation and logistics sector, which Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya is addressing, I would like to mention that Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, which is India's first and only university in transportation and logistics sector, has a unique role to play in improving the overall efficiency, security, safety of transport sector at large, which includes rail, road, aviation, water, maritime, ports, and shipping. And GSV extends the programs at all the levels, undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD, and executive training, to see that India can really evolve as a stronger multimodal logistics system and meet its aspiration for reducing the logistics cost from 14% to 9%. In line with the vision, innovation-led, industry-driven university, Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya has collaborated with various leading industries such as Airbus, Nippon Koi, Nokia, Siemens, Jacobs, Plaza India, Railtrail, and many others to see that the solutions, programs, technological interventions developed at the university can really benefit the sector. Thank you for your interest in exploring the issues in logistics, supply chain, and infrastructure projects. We will keep exploring more issues through this platform for the benefit of professional community in logistics, supply chain, and infrastructure projects.